Okay, so we're continuing on the got it problem number 1. So we're given this data set and we need to find the mean, the variance, and the standard deviation. So our set is already in order. The first thing we want to do is find the mean. So we're going to find our x bar. When we add up all these points, we get 419. And then we have 6 data points, so we're dividing by 6. So we get 69.8. So our mean value is 69.8. So to fill in the chart, we're going to put in our data values. So we have 52, 63, 65, 77, 80, and 82. The next column, we're going to subtract our mean from our data values. So we have 52 minus 69.8, which gives us negative 17.8. 63 minus 69.8 gives us a negative 6.8. 65 minus 69.8 gives us a negative 4.8. 77 minus 69.8 gives us a positive 7.2. 80 minus 69.8 gives us a positive 10.8, or 10.2, sorry. And then 82 minus 69.8 gives us 12.2. The third column, we're taking the answers that we got in our second column and squaring them. You will never have a negative number over here in the squared column. These will all be positive numbers. So when we square 17.8, we get 316.84. 6.8 squared is 46.24. 4.8 squared is 23.04. 7.2 squared, 51.84. 10.2 squared is 104. It's 104.04. And then 12.2 squared is 148.84. So then we want to add up this last column, our third column. And we get 690.84 when we add up our squared column. And then to get our variance, we're going to divide by the number of data points we had, and we had 6 data points. So 690.84 divided by 6 gives us 115.14. So our variance is 115.14. And then our standard deviation is when we square root 115.14. And when we square root that, we get 10.7. So our standard deviation is 10.7. everybody clear with finding it by hand? Now, on the top of the next page, we're going to find it now using the calculator. And once I show you how to use the calculator, you can check the ones that you do by hand to make sure that you did it right. However, you still need to be able to find it by hand. So I'm going to show you on the Inspire, and everyone should have a calculator. Okay, so on the Inspire, you're going to want to go to the home page, which is the on button, and that should take you to this screen. You're going to want to go, 1 is new document. It'll ask you if you want to save the unsaved document, hit no. And then this screen will come up. Go to number 4, add lists and spreadsheets. And you should get something that kind of looks like an Excel spreadsheet that you would have on the computer. What you're going to do is you're going to input your values, so your data points. So if we redid the example that we just did, we would put in 52, hit enter, 63, enter, 65, enter, 77, 80, and 82. And make sure at this last data point that you hit enter after that one. So you want to be in a clean cell after you've entered all of your points. Then what you're going to do is you're going to hit the menu button, which is 2 under the on button. Hit the menu button. And this little pop-up will come up. You're going to go down to statistics, which is number 4. Click over. You want to do stat calculations, which is the first thing that comes up. Click over again. This larger list will come up. We want to do one variable statistics, so the very first thing that comes up. We're going to hit enter. It'll say number of lists, just hit enter. This screen will pop up, hit enter again, and then you'll get a bunch of statistics that pop up in your window. You have X bar, there is your mean, that's your X bar. And we found it to be 69.8, so our mean is correct. Then your standard deviation is your sigma x, so it's given right there, is 10.7. We found our standard deviation to be 10.7. So our number, doing it by hand, checks out with what the calculator gave us. The calculator will not give you the variance, but you can find the variance because we know that the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. So if we want to find the variance, we square this, and you should get that 115.14 back. So you can check with the calculator, but you need to know how to do it by hand as well. So example 2 is doing one on the calculator. So I want everybody to try doing this one on your calculator. Input the values and come up with the mean and the standard deviation. Now, when you're doing this on the calculator, the data that we're interested in, that you're going to put in for your list, are the strikes. That's what we're interested in. The decades are just telling you, like, this was the first decade and that's how many strikes. The second decade, how many strikes. We're interested in the information about the actual hurricane strikes. So the strikes are what you're going to put in as your
Does
list.
that have to be in order?
It does not have to be in order. You can put them in just as you see them in this table. So just go down the list and add them all in. So you should have 15 values in your tables. So I want everybody to try it right now because I want to make sure that you know how to do it on the calculator too. When you're doing it on your calculator, you should be getting, for your mean, 17.6. Your standard deviation should be 3.5.